What's up everybody, it's DJ Ryan Fresh and I'm here with a brand new video. Today I'm going to unbox something totally awesome and special. So here we go. Like many other DJs, it just wasn't scratching and mixing, blending and whatnot that I would find interest in. I also found interest in beat making, you know, and I can recall a lot of my early mixtapes which cribbed ideas off of the likes of DJ Shadow and Kid Koala, and I got really inspired by some of my friends like King Most to get into beat making. It's certainly why I got into digging and sampling. My first sampler was a Boss 202, which I think is a Dr. sample, but I felt like I made do with what I had. With that and like a 4-track, like a cassette 4-track, I was able to, you know, get sort of like the building blocks of what beat making would be for someone like me, like a novice. But that being said, I still have that interest in it. For the last few years, I've been using my MacBook and just using Logic to create new songs. In the last, I think, 1.5 years or maybe 2 years, I've used Serato Sample. By and large, it's great, but I don't feel like anything can ever recapture the hands-on approach of being like on a separate like workstation and making beats like that. And that leads us to today, where I'll be unboxing and reviewing this, the MPC One. Probably like the first big piece of recording gear that I've gotten since the Dr. sample. I remember seeing the MPC live and being like, well, that's pretty cool, but I don't ever make beats. And the MPC live was a little bit more than I wanted to pay for. Like totally reasonable for what it is. But the MPC One is like half the price, or definitely cheaper than that. And I feel like, and after watching some reviews on it on YouTube, I feel like this can do what I want it to do, what I need it to do. So very excited about this. So here we have the box and let's open it up. Nice. Shows you it's like a diagram of everything here. Also kind of reminds me of those placemats that would be on fast food trays back in the day. Quick start guide. Let's see. Whoop. Silica packet's gone. USB cord. Power cable. Let's see. What do we have here? Okay, power brick. Ooh. Oh, looks so good. Alright. I know that there's stuff I need to plug in here, but we have to power it on, and yeah, then we'll get to making stuff with it. Power button. Oh, pretty dope. Let's see what we have here. We have an SD card slot right here, headphone jack. Nothing on this side, but it's really well made. We have inputs, outputs, record volume. It's pretty awesome. Master volume, USB, and you can plug in a USB stick here. I think this is a USB. Oh, and a ground, so you can like hook up a turntable to this and sample MIDI out, MIDI in. Yeah. Look at that. All right, well, I'm gonna familiarize myself with this and let's see what happens. Alright, it's been about 2 weeks or so since I got the MPC One, and I put it through some pretty easy paces. Unlike most equipment that I buy, actually went and read through the manual, looked up a ton of YouTube videos that were super helpful trying to figure this out. I mean, yes, there is something to be said about just going through it yourself and doing the experience, but I needed a place to start, especially since I haven't used a standalone machine like this in like 20 years or so, or 17 years. Some of the YouTubers whose instructions were super helpful down below in the comments or description. I started off with a couple different projects. The first one that I actually took time with was this one, and this was completely built off of sounds that came with the expansion packs that were part of the package when you buy this, which is actually a super cool thing. So you pay X amount for this product, but then you get like a ton of expansion packs in their library. This took like 45 minutes, an hour to put together. But yeah, so that's one thing that I did. When I first got this, I got this thinking, well, I just didn't want to jump into it. I actually wanted to learn how to use it. So I spent about, an hour a day just making like random stuff, just like coming up with like the wackest shit that I won't share with you. It's actually the music in a drone video that I did that I'll put right here. Another reason why I got this is because it is also good for samples. I kind of approached this the way that I would a normal sort of sample situation, where I found the sample, which was a Pablo Cruz record, and then I kind of built the drums and everything else around it, and this is what I came up with. I'm still figuring out how to use this, but just in terms of how it relates to, my abilities, which are, not the best. This was pretty easy to use once I got through like the initial like shock of trying to figure out where things were, and I still have to kind of turn back to the manual or the YouTube videos to see what goes where. But I will say it's far easier to get the hang of this than, let's say, Serato Sample, Serato Studio, and Logic, which is the current setup that I've been using for about the last 2 years or so. And to be honest, I'm still using Logic as my DAW and just kind of playing live with this when I have it plugged in. So it still serves its purpose. However, just in terms of like just building everything from the ground up, I think the MPC One is gonna be my machine. It's pretty dope. This just seemed like a much more natural move to me, from the 202 to Serato Sample and now to this. It has a $700 price tag, so if you're getting into beat making and you have money to burn, I would highly recommend this. I plan on using this a whole lot, not just for like remixes and DJ stuff like that, but I love just making beats, just for me to scratch over personally. And so this is where that's going to come in handy, and I'm definitely going to use this with my band and stuff. So yeah, that is my review of the MPC One. If you have any tips on how to use it, I'd love to see it in the comments below. Or just get your thoughts on it. Just try not to be too negative, because this is something that works for me. It may not work for you, but this is my thoughts on it. Anyway, that's it for now. Feel free to subscribe to the channel and follow me here on the site. And I'm DJ Ryan Fresh. This is my review of the MPC One, and I'm out. Peace.